Hello everyone, this is Andrew McNair from SWAN Capital with our September 2017 Informational Economic Update. In this month's video, we're going to cover three main topics that were part of the economic headlines in August and how those headlines influence the markets and economic outlooks. We're also going to try to give you some insight into what these influences might mean for you as an investor. Now, as always, please stay tuned at the end for a required disclosure statement. Our three main points this month include a look at overall market, the job market, and the possible effects of influences on the economy after these storms, such as Hurricane Harvey on the Texas coast and Hurricane Irma here in Florida, causing, unfortunately, fatalities and massive flooding around the country. Now, first, let's briefly review how the overall market looked for August. Wall Street closed higher at the end of August as investors reacted to positive economic data and held on to the guarded anticipation of Washington promising for specifics on tax reform. Now, the Trump administration is on track to implement some tax reform by the end of this year. Now, if you look at U.S. stocks, we saw that the last day of August was positive territory. Actually, the markets went up 5 consecutive months, with the S&P 500 nearly climbing to 10.5%, while the NASDAQ surging 19%. You will notice we did not spend and won't spend a lot of time on geopolitical events either, because the markets did not appear to notice. This is typical because geopolitical events can shake up markets time to time, but over the long term, typically their influence is hardly seen. Now let's shift to the job market. As hiring pace has decelerated in August, employers were still able to add 156,000 jobs, and economists are starting to believe that we're either at or near full employment. Now, additionally, our next focus is always our wages increasing, and unfortunately, wages are only increasing by a few pennies, so we'll definitely have to watch and see that. Now, looking at Hurricane Harvey, we have seen a lot of different changes in job market, but also in oil prices, because 10 oil refineries were shut down in Texas because of Hurricane Harvey. These plants were able to refine 2.2 million barrels of oil a day. Now, also the issue is a lot of oil fields were overly flooded, so that made that production even harder to achieve. So conversely, U.S. gasoline prices have risen substantially due to these forced closures and the need for emergency situations to rebuild Texas towns, as well as the relief we need here in Florida. Now, if you look at the job market, Hurricane Harvey has actually shut down a lot of businesses in the metropolitan of Houston, but the storm actually had no impact on the August job reading because landfall was on the 25th before all the data was collected. Now, we could see a negative impact on the September jobs report. Now, hopefully that will be offset by a lot of the cleanup and unfortunate reconstruction that has to begin shortly. Overall, the economy and markets remain strong. And that's it for September's Informational Economic Update. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, or would like to schedule a review, please call our office at our number below, which is 850-380-9558. That's 850-380-9558.